Spikes are one of the most common obstacles in every Sonic game. That is why in today's video we're going to be continuing on our quest on finding out how fast you can touch everything in every Sonic game. In today's video we're going to be finding out how fast you can touch a spike in every Sonic game. But before starting this video, here's how fast you can subscribe to Glowkaze. And that was pretty quick, so if you haven't done so already, please be sure to subscribe and enjoy the rest of the video. First is Sonic the Hedgehog 1991. Now this was actually one of the most requested things that you guys have ever asked me. I have no idea why you guys want to see spikes so badly, but here it is. Finally, I'm doing it. And we are getting close to our goal, which is touching everything in every Sonic game. So this series won't go on for that much longer, but we move on to the next game. Next is Sonic 2. Now, yes, I will admit that this is going to be one of the last videos in this series, so if you guys have anything else that you want to see me touch in every Sonic game, let me know in the comments down below. But in regards of this series, it's almost finished, and so is Sonic 2. Next is Sonic 3. Now, this game, it's going to take us a little bit longer because of this unskippable cutscene, but... my bad, my brain just lagged right there. But anyway, we touch a... Anyway, we touch a spike over here. Technically, that Rhino has a spike, but I'm just gonna count this one over here instead. Next is Sonic Adventure. Now, in Sonic Adventure, all we have to do to touch a spike is get past the first boss fight of Chaos Zero, and once we get to Emerald Coast, all we gotta do is come up here, and once we once we do, then we can come up here and touch this spike once it... Whatever, I'm just gonna jump for it. Next is Sonic Adventure 2. Now, a fun fact about Sonic Adventure 2 is that there's no spikes. No spikes at all in the first level. As a matter of fact, no levels up until Green Forest, and I have no idea why my game's at 2x speed. Don't question that. I actually have no idea. Anyway, but yeah, no level before this actually has spikes, but this level over here has this type of enemy, which is a spiky one. Next is Sonic Advance. Now, touching a spike for this game is not going to be anything like Sonic Adventure 2 because it's actually in the first level, unlike Sonic Adventure 2, which actually has like barely any spikes. Actually, I don't think it has any spikes at all. It just depends on the enemy itself. But in this game, luckily we can just go over here and there we go. Next is Sonic Advance 2. Now, to touch a spike in this game, it's very easy. All you have to do is come up here and then bounce on this, please! Okay, there we go. Anyway, we touch a spike right there. Next is Sonic Advance 3. Now, for whatever reason, I got an unskippable cutscene in Sonic Advance 3, which means that we're gonna have to spend a lot more time in this god-forbidden game. But once we get past that unskippable cutscene, we can get to the actual level, in which it's not very hard to touch a spike in this game, primarily because this game, like, honestly, out of all the Sonic Advance games, this is my least favorite, but at least the first level is pretty fast in touching the spike because we don't have to play this game for too long, because all we gotta do to touch a spike is come up here, get on the spring, get the checkpoint, and once we do all that, we land literally on a spring. Like, what kind of game design is that? Next is Sonic Heroes. The infamous Sonic Heroes. Now, this game's gonna be interesting because we either have to go to the second stage or we can go into special stage in the first stage, and we can risk, because I think there's like only a couple spikes that actually spawn in the actual special stage itself, but we're gonna have to see. I am a little nervous for that, but I think, emphasis on I think, but I think there are spikes in the second stage of this game, but we're gonna have to see. Alright, now we're in the special stage now, and I have not seen a single bit of spikes, and I don't know when exactly. I know this is like the easiest special stage, so I'm pretty sure we're not gonna even see that many. So let's just hope we at least see one. At least one of them. Alright, I think this is the guy that's supposed to drop. Oh, no! No, I missed it! Oh, please drop another one. It has to drop another one, right? It has to. It only dropped one. Well, that was the one, but I didn't get it. Am I gonna get another? That's it! No! Alright, unluckily for me, we did not get it in the special stage, but luckily for me, all you have to do to touch a spike is go up here and touch a spike over here. Next is Shadow the Hedgehog. Now, Shadow the Hedgehog sucks, as we all know. This game sucks. And what sucks even more is that if I want to touch a spike, I either have to do the hero story, or I have to basically play through the entirety of the neutral story. Now, you guys know me. I am not doing the hero story, so we're gonna be playing through the whole game. And once we get past this level over here, we go into this boss fight, which I know I was just on the screen, but I completely forgot the name of it. But anyway, we go over here, we get him to half health, and once we find a turret to actually shoot him, and I hate the controls. I hate the controls for the turret because they're inverted, but once we get him to half health, he jumps down, and he has a conveniently placed spike, in which we just go up to him. We just go up to him and touch the spike. Next is Sonic 06. Now touching a spike in Sonic 06 is very easy after you get past the extremely long loading screen, which I'm not gonna show you guys because that took an excruciatingly long time. But once we get off the rails right here, we just go underneath this little wall cage thing, and instead of going up there, we go to the side and wait for the spikes to fall on us, and we move on to the next game. Next is Sonic and the Secret Rings. Now honestly, so far, the only games that we have really struggled to actually touch a spike on were the adventure games because, like, so far, at least after we got through Side of the Hedgehog, literally every single level has had a spike for us, which is very fortunate because what the hell do I look like playing more than one level for Sonic and the Secret Rings? This game sucks. Anywho, after ranting about this game sucking once again, all we gotta do to touch a spike is come over here, and on our left there's gonna be a let's rewind it. Come on. See, that's the one thing I hate about this game. This is how you go backwards, but once over here, we go, where the hell did the spike go? Oh, that's floating, of course. But once it finally comes down, we can finally touch a spike. Next is Sonic Unleashed. Now, spikes in Sonic Unleashed, that is on the first level, unfortunately. This is the one game I did want to play for a while. I would have thought that it would be in like the first Hedgehog level, but unfortunately it's in the first level, so all we gotta do to actually touch a spike in Sonic Unleashed is come up here, and after we do, we have a spike right over here. Next is Sonic and the Black Knight. Now, to touch a spike in Sonic and the Black Knight, it's not gonna be in the first level, I'll tell you that much. Now, in the very next level, we do have this dragon, though, which has a very nice spiky horn for us to touch. Next is Sonic Colors. Now, in Sonic Colors, I think there is spikes in the first level, but I think it's in like the shortcut slash like the 2D section of this level, which I don't have it memorized, so I'm not. I know there's one in the second level. I have that one memorized, so I think I'm just gonna go straight to the second level for that spike. Now, in the second level, all we have to do, instead of using the drill, we have to go up here, and once we do, there should be a spike waiting for us to touch. Next is Sonic Generations. Alright, and to touch a spike in Sonic Generations, all we gotta do is speedrun through the first part of the stage, and after we bounce off of this spring over here, instead of taking the shortcut by jumping, we go down here, and then there should be a spike waiting for us right here. Next is Sonic 4 Episode 1. Now, as amazing this game can be at times, as you guys can see from the amazing physics of this game, like, look at the speed that you can garner by just pressing the home attack. I really wish that Sonic Superstars 2 has a different approach to how Sonic works, and it's exactly like Sonic 4. Anyway, in order to touch a spike for this game, all we gotta do is come up here and wait for the spike to come up and hit us, and, there we go. Next is Sonic Lost World. You know what the absolute best thing about this game is? It's not the fact that the level design is absolutely amazing about this game, it's the fact that you get an infinite spin dash. But anyway, we get interrupted by a spike. Next is Sonic Mania. Now this game's gonna be very similar to the original Sonic the Hedgehog because, well, it's pretty much the same game. It's pretty much the same level, except the ending is kind of different, and there's actually a lot of spikes in this level. But there is spikes right underneath us, which means we do not have to do the rest of the level. Next is Sonic Forces. Now we're in the last stretch of games, starting with Sonic Forces, and luckily for us for this game, we don't have to stay that long, and honestly, we really haven't had to stay that long in any game besides the Heroes, Adventure 2, I don't know I said that already, but Jesus Christ, after those games, I was pretty much burnt out, and honestly, like, it's not even that bad. Like, I've quite literally had to play entirety of games before, but I don't know, something about spikes. It has been troubling because I actually have to find the spikes for, I remember that one time I had to play through the entirety of Sonic 06 basically, and that was horrendous, but anyway, we touch a spike. Next is Sonic Frontiers. Now for Sonic Frontiers, all we gotta do is speedrun through the majority of the first level because we have some very conveniently placed spikes. But once we get through this ramp, all we gotta do here is do a couple quick steps, jump over here, do a couple more quick steps, and then homing dash all the way to a very conveniently placed spike. And last but not least, Sonic Superstars. Alright, now out of all the Sonic games, I feel like Sonic Superstars is probably gonna be the easiest one on this list because all we gotta do is come up here, wait for this fella to go spike mode, and we touch a spike in Sonic Superstars. And with Sonic Superstars being complete, here's how fast you can touch a spike in every Sonic game. And like I said before, this series is probably gonna come to its end very soon, so let me know what you guys do want to see next in the comments down below. But as of now, thank you guys for watching, leave a like if you enjoyed, subscribe for more content, and see you guys next time.